So we're going to set up for our VSEPR Theory Lab. So I'm going to start by adding it to our table of contents. It's our 12th lab. And let's go look at the pages. So the lab before ended on page 38. So this is going to start on page 39. Okay, and this is VSEPR Theory. And you're probably doing this on March 9th or 10th. And then we're going to start with our purpose. Now, the purpose of this lab is to use a model kit to make molecules in 3D to study their 3D shapes, and then use those shapes to predict, or use those patterns to predict the shapes of other compounds. So we are going to say the purpose is to build 3D models of molecules and use patterns to predict the 3D shapes. Okay, now your hypothesis for this lab is going to be a little bit different. We are providing it for you just to make things a little bit easier. So there's this piece that's going to go into your lab notebook. So you can fold this. Maybe. And then glue it in. And what I want you to do for your hypothesis, and this is going to seem a little silly, and it might be kind of hard, but what I want you to do is I want you to draw what you think each of these molecules will look like in 3D. Give it your best shot. The whole point of this lab is to learn how to draw them and learn how to make these predictions. But I want you to go ahead now and predict what you think they might look like if they were 3D molecules. So after your hypothesis, we're going to put in our procedure. I went ahead and cut part of mine off just to make it fit better. And then I'm going to put the other part on the next page. And then I'm going to leave this space for observations. And I'm actually going to leave a lot of space for observations, mostly because we have two data tables for this, and they're both big, because I want you to have plenty of space to draw. So these, just like our previous ones, we're going to fold in half and go ahead and glue in. It might be easier if you wait until after you filled them out to glue them in, but that's entirely up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half. And I think they fit better sideways, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it in sideways. So that's our first data table. And then we have a second data table. We're going to do the same thing because, again, it's another big one. So I'm going to fold it in half and then glue it in sideways. Now, if we go back to our procedure, there are a few data analysis questions with part 1. So it's a little bit out of order, but you're probably not going to need all of this space for observations. So I'm going to go ahead and just tuck in part 1 data analysis here at the bottom. And then after that, so we have our 2 data tables, and then finally, we don't have any graphs or any calculations or anything for this. So the last thing that's going to go into our lab notebook is our summary. And that's it for your setup for the VSEPR Theory Lab.